Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at Crimossos River, which is Carthaginians versus the Romans, or as it's called in the scenario book, Syracusan. And why the Romans are called Syracusan, I am not sure at this point. I'll probably look that up later on, but Hasdrubal ordered his troops to cross the river without checking ahead with the scout. The Romans were ready for them and have a pretty massive line going up along here. They have a row of impassable hills behind them, so if they're forced to retreat, they will have some trouble, but I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue here. The Romans, from what I understand, have this a very big advantage in this scenario. We're just going to play it out and have some fun with it. I'm going to try it solo, so I'm going to be drawing 2 cards each turn and playing the best of the 2. If I have a first strike card, I'll try to figure out a rule to hold that in reserve and then roll a die to see if I can use it. Just because first strike card is a fun card. So we'll just make up something as we go here. You can see there's a lot of heavies lined up here. The red markers are the heavy units. We've got an auxilia here, which rolls 3 dice in close combat, or also forms as a light unit too, so it can move and fire with range combat. We've got light slingers here, who can attack with a range of 3. And we've got regular lights here that throw 2 dice when standing, 1 dice when moving at a range of 2. We've got medium cavalry here on the left-hand side, who's going to try to sweep around. And the Carthaginians have a nice little setup here. So they've got a sacred band, which is the best of the best. It's about 2,500 soldiers who were kind of assembled to be the best fighters. This red block on top of the red tag in the back means heavy infantry. The red block means sacred band. They can ignore 1 flag, and they also hit on leaders. Here's a heavy chariot. He's going to kind of move up and probably try to address this medium cavalry if he can. There's a leader here with this unit, so leaders add leader hits on the unit next to them and for this unit. So it might be overkill to have him there. Later on, I'll probably try to move him to this unit to provide support for flags on each end, and this unit will have support for being in between those 2 units. We have an auxilia, another auxilia here, and we have 2 mediums, 2 warriors, a light sling, and I didn't mark what this one is, so let's see. That's medium cavalry, and I got these from Tagger Room to mark underneath the stickers. I didn't have all the units exactly like the scenario, so the problem with Commands and Colors Ancients doing it in miniatures is that it's almost impossible to have all the unit types. So I've got as close as possible. I've got cavalry, I've got slings, different things like that, and I'm going to use these markers to help identify the unit types. The river is fordable only at the bends, and when a unit enters a river, they have to stop. And this will be a problem for these guys, as they're going to get choked up. These guys, if they get into the fight too early, will not have the support of these guys until they get across the river. So it's going to be, hopefully, a fun little battle here, predicting that the Romans will win. But let's take a look and see how it goes. So typically in the regular game, each side will get 5 command cards, and the Syracuse army gets to move first. So just to represent what's going to happen here, we'll take a look at 2 cards that we ordered. So we're going to pick, this is the better of the 2. We'll discard this one and do 2 units ordered and 2 units off. So I don't have lines through the middle of the battlefield. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the 5th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the center here, I've got this marker to indicate this is the dividing factor in the board. I'll do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this stone here represents the dividing factor on this side of the board. All right, so we'll order 2. We will order the light slings up 2. I'm sorry, the lights up 2. And the light slings up 1. And we'll order the auxiliary to the heavies to go forward 1. Auxiliary to go forward 1. So our cavalry can move pretty fast. He'll kind of stay in the background for now. And then it's the Carthaginians player's turn. So we get the same card. So we will do 3 in the center. So we'll order 3 units in the center. These guys are auxiliary, so they can move 1. I'm going to try to get into a formation here. And those guys are not in the center section, so we'll have to pick another unit. And over here, we don't have anybody in the second section here, so I don't think I'm going to do anything. And the main reason is I don't want to get too far ahead of the troops. I want to fill in this gap and form a nice line, because this game is really about having your units in line, and that will be a problem for us later on if we don't stick to it. Romans' turn. All right, I think I need to shuffle this deck, so let's take a second and do that. If it was a brand new deck, and so I've reshuffled the deck, and now we're going to take a look. We've got an order mounted, so we've only got 1 mounted, or we could order 3 units in the center section. So I think we're going to go with this guy, because we don't have enough mounted units to really matter. So we'll order 3 in the center. So 1. Heavies can only move 1. 2. 3. We're still maintaining that nice full line for the Romans. And now it's the Carthaginian player's turn. Okay, so now we've got either order all your blue troops, foot mounted units, or a mounted charge. So they have a heavy cavalry over here, and they have a medium cavalry over here in the corner. So it would make more sense to order medium troops. We have medium. So we got medium, 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 and medium. So let's do that one, because we want to get these guys moving. First thing we're going to do is try to get these mediums across the river, but these guys in the way. So we've got to move here, because mediums can only move 1. Mediums move 1. Warriors move 1. Warriors move 1. And medium cavalry move 3, I believe. 1, 2, 3. And again, the problem is only one person can, the only place you can ford the river is at the curves for this particular scenario, and you have to stop when that happens. So we have no ranged guys except for these light slings, who are going to take on these lights here in just a second here, so we'll see how that goes. It's the Roman player's turn. They're going to order all medium troops. They really don't have many except for that 1 horse or 2 units on the right. So ordering these slings will be really nice for us, and the lights. So we can stop right here. So we'll just mark that as moved, and we'll mark this guy at full firepower because he didn't move. So a light who doesn't move gets to roll 2 dice, and he gets to pick a target. So he doesn't have a leader with him. That's not going to help any. He's not going to hit anything in ranged combat. So let's pick the warriors, because the warriors lose strength as they're reduced from 4 strength to 3. So in the game, even though a unit may have 4 strength points, 3 strength points, it's actually composed of about anywhere from 2,000 to 11,000 men. So the number of blocks that are represented in the game is basically a representation of when their morale breaks of the troop. It's not really that there's 4. So the whole unit maintains its full strength the whole time until they're gone. So some people play the game and say that doesn't make any sense, but it really is that the number on the unit, number of blocks in the unit, represents the morale, not really how many blocks are actually there. So warriors are a little bit unique in the fact that they get less die when they go less strength. So let's try a full strength attack from the lights to the warriors. We get 2 retreats. He's supported here, and so he will not have to take one of those retreats, but he will have to take the second one. Now, warriors are special in the sense that they have to take 2 retreats per flag. May ignore 1 flag. Oh, so on their own they can ignore 1 flag, and then since they're supported by the units, they can ignore the other flag. So they're actually good. No hits on those guys. Now the second unit will attack the light slings against the same target. And he rolled a green, and a green is a miss because he has a blue banner on him. So is the Carthaginians' turn now. Order 2 on the left. Order 2 in the center. So we're hoping that the center is going to stay in where it is for right now until we can get the other troops in support. So we will do order 2 on the left. So we need those warriors to address these guys, so we're going to move the warriors up to here. And since these units are in the way of these guys, you can't order those. So we're kind of in a situation here where we'll just have to move these guys up. We can't do anything, but at least they're moving forward. All right, so we're going to try to open up and flank if we can. So flanking doesn't really matter in this game, but it's going to be a tactic that's going to help us as far as getting across the river, getting around the side, and kind of hopefully putting a crunch on here. So the medium units will attack the lights, and medium at full strength get 4 dice. So the lights have the option here to evade. So every time that somebody comes into close combat with somebody, the opponent has the opportunity to battle back. So since the warriors fight with 4 dice initially, right, at full strength, and that the lights only have 2 at combat, they have the chance to evade and say, I don't want to fight them. I'm just going to retreat 2 hexes, and you'll only hit on my color. So the lights will evade, and they're going to retreat back 2 hexes. And now the warriors will roll 4 dice, only hitting on greens. So the retreat is a miss because they retreated. The sword is a miss. It would have been a hit. This is a miss. And red is naturally a miss. They will go back 2 hexes. And now the warriors, if they like, will advance. They don't get to attack again. But the nice thing about doing that is it opens up this, and it kind of starts getting to the point where they can put some pressure on the side of the Romans. It's the Roman player's turn. And it's 2 in the center or 3 on the left. So that was pretty lucky for the Carthaginians. So let's do 2 in the center. All right, so we're going to order this guy, our auxilia, and our heavy against the lights here. So this gives the auxilia a chance to fight against the warriors or the light slings if we choose. And the heavies get to fight against the light slings. We've got a leader here, so each one will get a bonus of having the leader symbol rolled in combat. Also, swords will also hit. So the first thing we'll do is we will take these guys here and attack the light slings. All right, so we have heavies, and heavies roll 5 dice. Now the light slings have the chance to evade. They will evade and come back into the river here because that's the only place that's fordable. And So they'll declare that they will evade. Roll 5 dice, only hitting on greens. And again, they evade 3 potential hits, which would almost wipe them out. The red wouldn't have hit, and the blue wouldn't have hit. So now they retreat back their 2 hexes. The Romans could have advanced forward if they want, but they want to keep this cohesion here, so they're going to not do that. Now the warriors do not have the chance to evade, and so the auxilia here will attack with 3 dice. Warriors at full strength hit with 4, so it's not exactly an even fight, but we do get the leader bonus on here and hits on swords. So blue is 1 hit. This is a miss, and the leader symbol is a hit because he's adjacent to a leader. So we'll put a hit marker on him. So now he is down to 3 strength points, and he will roll 3 dice back, only hitting on green because auxilias are a green unit or light. Okay, so we've got 2 flags and a blue. Blue is a miss. The 2 flags he's supported, so he could ignore one of them, so he has to take one of those flags. In auxilia, retreat 1 hex. It comes back like that. So it's nice because he's still in that line formation. And now these guys could advance if they wanted to. I can't remember. Not on a battle back, I'm sorry. Okay, so now it's the Carthaginian player's turn. All right, we're going to do a rally, I think. So the nice thing about the rally is each unit type or leader symbol rolled 1 unit block in the leader's hex. When an adjacent hex is rallied, place the lost block back into the hex with the rallied unit. Rallied units are ordered and may move into battle. So since this guy took a hit, we're going to do hopefully roll at least a blue. And so in the scenario notes, you'll have 5 cards, so we'll roll 5. And for each unit type or leader symbol rolled, so we have 3 units that we could have restored and moved, ordered, but this is the only one we're going to do anything with. And we're going to keep moving him out of the way and approaching from the side here, and he will attack against the light. All right, so he's at full strength now. He gets 4 battle dice. He does not have a leader with him. He rolls 2 flags. The lights must retreat 2 hexes for every flag. You know, he probably would have evaded on that. I forgot to give him the chance to evade. So we will say that he evaded. And that's it for the Carthaginian player's turn. Now it's back to the Romans' turn. I've got to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Okay, it's the Romans' turn. The Carthaginians are still approaching, but getting choked up at the river here. And let's see what the Romans draw. 4 on the left are all light troops. So in this particular scenario, we only have 1 light here, 1 light there. Ordering all would be better just because we've got these mediums approaching here. See, the auxiliary really couldn't do anything because they're not really in range to do anything. So I guess let's go ahead and do the order light troops. So we'll order the auxilia, who will move 1, and he'll be able to shoot 1 for there. And then we'll order the auxilia over here to shoot, and he's not moving, so he'll get to fire his full firepower of 2 dice. Actually, ranged combat, so 2 dice at the medium, 2 swords, which would be hits in close combat, but he is not in close combat, so those are 2 misses. And then the auxilia over here will target the auxilia there, and it is a green, so the green auxilia will take 1 hit. Alright, so the Carthaginians are getting mad now. They've got to do something. Alright, Carthaginian turn. Counterattack. Do the same card. So, they've got a lot more auxilia So that would be, or a lot more green, so that would be a good card for them. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have to mark our units here. So just to keep it simple, we're going to do order and move in the same step. So usually it's order everything, move everything, and fire everything. But just for our fun, it's going to be order and move up to here. We're going to give him a white to indicate he can still shoot. The light, he doesn't have anything to shoot at, so he's just gonna move up. And again, he has to stop in the river, so that's why he's stopping there. The light sling can be ordered. He has a range of 3, so we'll give him a red shot here. And he'll get his full complement of 2 dice. The auxilla and the other auxilla will move up, so we're going to probably do a bad idea here and move up into combat. Move up to here. And so he'll get a ranged combat wherever he wants of 1 die. We'll get a full combat here. And then these lights will move up to here to support. That'll be 1. So let's do the light attack here first. That's a retreat. He is not fully supported, so he will have to retreat 1, which is unfortunate. So now this guy can't attack using his close combat die, but since he did move, and he'll be able to, oops, took off the black, he's still there. Having all kinds of trouble here. All right, so since he can attack 2, we'll do 1 die against here. That's a leader. There's no leader present there. And over here, that's a red. So that is a hit. All right. The light slings will shoot at the unit with the leader. And that is a miss. And then these light sling will shoot 1 here. That is a flag. He is supported by a leader and the troops around him, and that will be no effect. All right, so now it's the Roman turn. Roman gets 4 in the center or Clash of Shields. So Clash of Shields is issued an order to all units adjacent to enemy units. We have none. But if we did, the units would battle with 2 additional die in close combat. They cannot move, so we can't use that one because nobody's in close combat. And we're going to order 4 in the center. All right, so I'll get my little ordering markers out. So 1, you can fight. 2, he can fight, and I'll move the damage marker up with him. 3, with leader support, this is going to be a deadly blow. One and 1. Okay, we've stranded our auxilla. We've got the warriors over here, and we've got a light that we left completely behind right here. But I just have to get them into the game later on. All right, so now for battles. So an auxilla against an auxilla. The opponent cannot retreat from the battle, so it's going to be a full-on fight. All right, so there's no leader. Leader's over here, so he doesn't help any. A cross sword, so that is a 2nd hit against this troop. Now come the heavies. So heavy troops hit with 5. Yep. And that is green, so he's supported, so he can ignore one of them. He's not red, so he can ignore that. But he does have to take one retreat. And Auxilia have to retreat 1 hex. Now, if the heavy wanted to advance forward into that hex, he could, but he's not going to. And now the leader hex against this Auxilia here. All right, so 1 hit, 3 misses, and a flag. No leaders, because a leader would have been a hit. Cross swords would have been a hit. So he got pretty lucky on that. So that is 1 hit against him. And now he battles back with 3 dice. Auxilia in close combat. There's 2 hits. It's getting brutal out there. All right, this guy doesn't have any attacks, but this guy does. So he's got some light slings in the river. And let's see if the river does anything. When battling an enemy unit on a fordable hex or a unit on a fordable river, battling out will roll a maximum of 2 battle dice. So the Roman player does not get his full 5, but he only gets 2 to battle against here. Leaders will hit, cross swords, and greens. And 2 reds is nothing. And so that is the end of the Roman player's turn, and it is the Carthaginian player's turn. All right, so he got lucky again. 2 pretty good cards. So he can order a leader in 3 adjacent hexes. So we've separated here. We aren't able to use that. We could order these 3 and kind of sweep up to the side here. Kind of give some support if we wanted to. The other leader, I thought there was another leader on the other side. Nope, just Hasdrubal. Okay. Where are the light troops? So the light troops are Auxilia. We could do them. So let's do light troops again. So see, we'll order here, here, and here, 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 and here. So he can only move here. He can move here. We're just trying to get those guys out of there. The light slings will be ordered to just shoot from a distance. Shoot from a distance. Ooh. Maybe we should just move up. Move up and attack. All right, so we'll start from this side. So the lights will shoot. They did not move, so they get 2 dice against the Auxilia. They are not supported. They don't have a leader, so they have to retreat. They'll back up to here. These Auxilia will fight against the heavies, which is 3 dice. 2 hits. There. The heavies get to fight back with 5 dice. Where did my dice go? All right, so the heavies hit, miss, hit. That's 3 hits. They've already got 1 hit. And so that's 1 victory point for the game. And so the Romans have the first hit or destruction victory point. The Carthaginian player has 2 here. So let's soften this guy up and see if we can get him out of there. He's got a leader with him, so it's going to be tough. So that's a leader and a banner. He's supported. He can ignore it. Leader here is, or a light against the heavies. 2. 1 hit. Now he gets the battle back with 5. So a leader is a hit. And 2 reds and 2 blues are misses. So now he's got a hit. And the light slings will here with 2 dice. Retreat, nothing. And so the heavies will fight back with 5 dice. 1, 2 hits, and so he's reduced. And now it's the Carthaginians player's turn, and I'll be right back. So I've had a lot of interruptions today, so I apologize for some of the distractions I've had. So far, the Romans are winning 1-0. The victory points for each side is going to be 5. I'm going to stop for the day here and possibly record the rest of it tomorrow or tonight, maybe. I have not got my heavy band in. I have not got my chariots in. I have not done a good job of using this leader over here and getting him involved in supporting these troops here. I think if I had him on the end, or like with this guy right here, he would be able to support this area by giving an extra leader attack here. So it is dwindling pretty fast for the Carthaginians. We are trapped across the river trying to get across, and the lights are getting choked up here, and honestly they just need to move out of the way, but I just don't know if we have time. These guys have taken some hits. We lost a guy. The heavies here are damaged, but that's about all for the Roman side that's gone so far. I swapped out the puffs that I was using with cubes just because they were easier to see, I think, and easier to move around instead of the stuff floating around the board. So part 2 to come. I'm not feeling very hopeful about the Carthaginians, but you never know in Commands and Colors. Sometimes things change, and it's quite a story to tell. So thanks for your time, and hope to see you on the next video.